The press coverage of this trial reached fever pitch on Tuesday. The interest, though, had been building for years. As CBS News legal analyst Jack Ford tells us, it's simply one more example of justice doubling as entertainment.
As they had every day for the past 6 weeks, anxious crowds gathered outside an Orlando courthouse Tuesday morning, all hoping to catch a glimpse of one of the most captivating trials in recent memory. Once again, it was the relentless media coverage that in large part fed the fascination with the case. And just minutes after the not guilty verdict, defense attorney Jose Baez took a swing at a familiar bad guy.
We have the greatest Constitution in the world, and if the media and other members of the public do not respect it, it will become meaningless.
It's a familiar charge, and it has a long history. In 1935, a sympathetic public followed newsreel coverage of the first so-called trial of the century, when a German immigrant was accused of the kidnapping and murder of aviation hero Charles Lindbergh's infant son. Media coverage was so excessive that cameras were subsequently banned from most U.S. courts for decades to come.
John, do you wish you had plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
60 years later, it was newly created cable news networks, hungry for compelling content, that drove coverage of the murder trial of O.J. Simpson to unprecedented levels and created a new market for celebrity courtroom drama. In 2005, Michael Jackson was charged with child molestation. Although eventually found not guilty, his high-profile trial derailed his career for years. And experts say the presumption of guilt is a hallmark of these media trials.
They thought Simpson would be convicted, they thought Michael Jackson would be convicted, and they thought Casey Anthony would be convicted. And in all of those cases, despite a very oppressive media, the juries, followed the law, looked at the evidence, and decided the cases were not proven.
But the Anthony case had one critical difference from earlier media trials.
In the Casey Anthony case, there's no celebrities. There's just an ordinary little girl who was found dead and a mother who is accused of her killing.
Still, whatever the circumstances, the public's appetite for these types of cases, fed by ever-expanding media outlets, should only continue to grow.